All right, folks, thanks for sticking with the video and for watching. Welcome to the 311 Griffin YouTube channel. This is a Tomcat versus Hornet fight, and I was actually setting this fight up to for a completely different purpose. I wasn't going to make a video about it, but I've been struggling with the Hornet. I've been trying to learn it again, and what's kind of interesting is I used to be a little bit better with the Hornet than I was with the Viper when it came to dogfighting. And then as I've flown the Viper more, I think I've been getting worse at the Hornet because the Hornet kind of likes to turn slow and the Viper kind of likes to turn fast. And it seems like a lot of new pilots, and me included, we tend to, early on when we first start learning this stuff, we tend to get slow. And so if you have an airplane that kind of likes that a little bit, or at least performs better at slow speeds than whatever it's up against, then it kind of makes you feel like you're a little better than you are, maybe. It brings the fight more into your wheelhouse. And so I think that's why I was a little bit better with the Hornet before, but now that I'm trying to go fast, which is a good idea, I'm kind of fighting my adversary's game a little bit. Now this might be a little more even. The Tomcat can go pretty fast, but it can also turn pretty well. So I don't really know how these stack up against each other in a guns-only dogfight. Oh, and this is an F-14A. I forgot that I said it like that. I thought it was a B model. So I'm going to have to go back and refight this on a B just to see. But anyway, I want to preface what I'm about to say, or I want to say I'm not a very good dog fighter. I'm not a very good fighter pilot. So I'm not trying to claim any kind of expertise here or anything. But I noticed some stuff when I was watching the replay that I thought was pretty cool, and it kind of showcases what the Viper does well. I think even in the hands of someone who's as bad as me. So I decided that I was going to make a video of it, and we were going to watch it. So now that I've spent 3 minutes talking, we'll jump in here, and we're kind of co-altitude. I don't remember how far apart, but far enough to let me get my HMD set up and everything. So at the merge, I tried to get pretty close to him, and then I started turning. Now, sometimes I'll go vertical, but in the Hornet, I've noticed I don't really do that well going vertical. I've seen a lot of people take it vertical and then stall out on purpose, and against the AI, that can kind of work, but I think that builds bad habits. One thing I do want to point out, I'm going 500 knots here, and I'm nose down, and I probably should have gone nose up a little bit because my turn radius is quite a bit bigger than the Tomcat. And something I've noticed lately is around 500 knots, and especially over 500 knots, the Hornet doesn't really turn hard enough to bleed energy in the sim. And I don't know if that's realistic or not, but you have to pull your throttle back, or you have to pull your nose up or something to try to bleed a little energy off so you can turn tighter. And so I'm not doing any of that right now, and I'm nose down, so it's just not really working. I didn't start this fight off really well, and that's of course my freshness. So I finally realized what was going on, I think, and you can see the needle's coming down a little bit, but I'm still not really adjusting. It's good to have that speed. It's good to have energy, but I'm not getting my nose pointed around. So there we see I'm going up, and I haven't really looked for power settings here. There's probably a way. Yeah, I don't see it. There's probably a way to get it, but anyway. Also, let me. Oh yeah. Well, that didn't work. Oh well. Okay, so now I'm still turning. I'm going about 450 here, and I'm back to nose down. 450 is not bad. The Hornet's still got quite a bit bigger turn radius, which is a lot to do with the speed. I mean, that's pretty much what's doing it. Is I'm going so fast that my turn radius is really high, and my turn rate is also lower. It's closer, but it's pretty low. Now the Hornet can get a pretty good turn rate, I think. I pointed way too nose down here, And so I built up too much speed, I think. Again, I can trade that out for altitude, so it's not the end of the world. But you notice, whoops, I wanted to back it up. This spot I was really unhappy with, because even though I've got the speed and I didn't feel threatened in a guns only fight, if there were missiles involved, I'd be dead. That's the first thing. And also just the way I did this maneuver, this turn, I put the Tomcat in offensive position. That's not so much the AI's flying abilities there as me handing them an offensive position, and that's just not wise. So they're 3,000 feet back, which again I'm not super scared of that, but they can lead, and luckily the lead pursuit. I knew he was going slower than me, and lead pursuit will force him to go even slower, so I'm pulling away now, which is good. So here, I did decide to go pretty vertical. And I didn't want to go vertical for too long because, in my experience, for me, if I get way, way above them, it doesn't really matter if they stall out. I can't really take advantage of it. So I kind of got my eyes on him, rolled, and pulled vertical some more. And then just to make sure he couldn't shoot me, I kind of kept turning. Plus, my airspeed's down closer to where I wanted it, so I leveled off a little bit and then started trying to turn. Let's check our rates again. So my turn rate's killing his, but that's because he's fairly slow and he's not really trying to turn at the moment. And my turn radius is low as well for kind of the same reasons. He's not trying to turn. So I didn't really want to go that hard nose down again, but my speed had bled off more than I intended. So my radius is still okay. My rate is good. I'm building back a little bit of energy, and then here I'm kind of using some rudder inputs to sort of turn, and that's causing me not to build up as much energy or speed as I really probably should be. But it's okay because I'm in the Hornet's kind of what I say wheelhouse. and then this got this was a nice close neutral merge. So now he has less energy than I thought he did in that position. He's kind of winning the fight so far, but I'm inside his turn circle, so I'm kind of safe. But and again here, like because that Hornet has so much rudder authority and can turn so well at slow speeds, I really just pointed down and used the rudder to kind of get lead over here, to get myself in position, and this is more luck than skill, but I got my lead and then I kind of relaxed, and you'll see my rate should go down and my radius should go way up at some point here, I think, is what's going to happen. Whoops. There he is. So I'm still turning. I guess my, no, it didn't really happen. Trying to remember, it looked a little different in the replay, but so I guess my speed didn't go up as much as I thought it would, but I did let it. I kind of relaxed and let it go up a little, and then I pulled really, really hard, but I was way nose down. So you see, my rate actually went up right in here. I think it was hovering around 12, and I got it up to 14, 15. But that was to put me in position. And now I'm 3,000 feet behind. He's faster than me, but I can pull lead here in a minute. I'm still working into lead. Also, so now we're closing. Also, I didn't really think that I had the energy to climb with him, but I was hoping that the Hornet's slow speed ability was going to keep me with him. So I fired a pretty long burst, got some hits. I thought those missed, but then a shorter burst hit, and then that hit the carcass. So those were on point shots. I probably didn't need the really long burst. I'm a big fan of slow bursts, or short bursts, and I think that it's important to not put out long strings of bullets. I'll explain that in a future video. But really, this maneuver in here that I said was more, I kind of I think I misunderstood what was happening there when I was watching the replay. I'm not seeing quite what I thought I would see here in TAC view. But this is what kind of impressed me with the Hornet when I did this, because I was not winning the fight and I wasn't in a really good position. And here, this is kind of a bad situation because I'm just spiraling down. He's spiraling down too, but I'm pointed almost straight down, it seems like. But I just kicked that rudder around, got my nose well in front of him, relaxed ever so slightly, and kind of pulled up to level off a little bit. And then that gave me a positional advantage where when I saw him crossing like this, I kind of started a lead turn. It turned into not a lead turn. And I'm not talking about the pursuit curve, but just turning before I normally would, kind of in front of him. But I was able to turn really hard, and now I'm in position. And it's up to me to keep this position at this point. I've taken the fight away from my opponent, and I've kind of put control in my own hands here with a lot of luck. And partly it might be because the AI pulled up, they thought they were too close to the ground or something like that. So it could be that kind of a gimmick, which I don't like, but we still had a decent amount of altitude, so that may not have been it either. And then the Hornet's gun pipper's just good. I think I like the Vipers a little better in some ways, but the Hornet's pipper is good. And it always seems to be right on. So there you have it. I got the win, and I accidentally kind of played to the Hornet's strengths there and got in position. And so I'm going to have to try to log that away in my brain and keep that tucked away now that I've kind of figured out that the Hornet can do that kind of stuff. I'm going to have to figure out how to use it in the right situations, though. With that, thanks for watching. As always, happy flying.